So we went through the buffet line this morning, just like you did. And it's interesting to me, the stuff they put out in the buffet. A lot of it is, if you think about how it goes, it's almost always even in the same order, right? The pastry and stuff comes first, and then there's fruit, I think this morning, and then there was potatoes, and then the eggs, and then the bacon. See, I think bacon should be first, but it was last. And then orange juice right before you go in, another chance to get this influx. And what I've learned from the Redhead is that it's almost like the tobacco industry. You know, cigarettes aren't illegal; they just kill you. And 19% of our intelligent population still smoke cigarettes. And I think this often when I go through buffet lines, when I see the pastry or the orange juice. And I used to drink a glass of orange juice every day. So this isn't to villainize anybody's habits or anything. Rene always says, because people actually pay her for food advice. And they always go, can I eat this? Can I eat this? And Renee's stock answer, I hear it a million times on Zoom and stuff. She says, you can eat whatever you want. Zig Ziglar, the great motivational speaker, used to say, nothing ever goes in my mouth without permission, without my permission. Isn't that a great line? But when I went through that buffet line this morning, I made some choices about what was going to be on my plate and what wasn't. And Renee can tell you her advice on this, and you can ask questions, because this will set you back, because you were taught orange juice is good for you, or that it's no harm in having a muffin, but it turns out there might be.
Depending, right? So demonizing foods doesn't help, and when it gets into food, and it's a pretty big conversation. The easiest way to think about it is, how do you want to feel? And then work the problem backwards. That's really the way to do it. Food is function. All your body's trying to figure out when you put stuff in your mouth is, how do I utilize this? Does it serve me here, 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 and here? It's looking for energy, right? And it's a chemical breakdown process. That's all the body's trying to do. So from a strategic standpoint, I look at, we're going to be in meetings all day long. We're going to be sitting a lot. That becomes actually quite tiring on the body. And even out of boredom, we may want to eat things that we wouldn't normally eat just because they're there, because we're a little bored, because we get a little tired sitting around, things like that. But if we start to look at, what do I need to fuel my body so that I can get through the day that I need to? Number one, you need water. Lots and lots of water. I think we all know you need to be hydrated. I rarely personally start the day with sugar ever, and that means no juice, no fruit, because it starts to send the body on a roller coaster of insulin up and down, which is an energetic thing, right? So rarely carbs, sugar, or juice in the morning. And with regard to juice, I think there was a time when juice was really healthy. If you're squeezing your own juice, I think it's got some benefits. Outside of that, you may as well be drinking Coke for breakfast, because it's got as much sugar in that thing of juice as a can of soda. So it does not serve you. In fact, it's going to make you crash. Eat a candy bar. If you're going to have juice, you may as well have a candy bar for breakfast. That's about how vital it is to your survival, and you're going to crash. As the day wears on, one of the things to think about, things that give you sustained energy, are things that have some protein. Leafy green vegetables or some sort of vegetables are often very good, and some form of quality fat. Bacon. Some sort of quality fat is the thing that's actually going to carry you through, versus, are there breadsticks? Is there muffins? Is there croutons on the salad? Then there's dessert on the table. And I'm not saying don't ever have those things, but it's an understanding of what's a balanced plate based on how you want to feel and what you want to get out of your day. The foods themselves aren't necessarily bad, depending on what's in them, but all these things in combination create a vicious cycle that's just going to keep you going like this. And you don't recover from that as easily as you'd like, honestly. And it does create some other damage.
Does anybody know why bacon is not, quote, not good for you? What do you think?
The sodium and nitrates used to preserve it.
That's it.
That's right.
Because a lot of people say, well, it's grease, or it's fat, or it's meat, and none of those things are as bad as the nitrates, the nitrites, and poor quality bacon.
Yeah.
Almost all good food costs a bit more money than non-good food. And guess what was in the buffet line this morning? Cheap stuff that's bought in bulk, right? Not the kind of stuff you'd ever want to stock your pantry with.
Not to knock the hotel.
No,
I mean,
it's the business. It's the business that they're in.